Hello, my name is Kolo, and welcome back to another Spice and Wolf review. Okay, let's get started with episode 6. So we begin basically where we left off with Holo and Lawrence on the run from the Medio Trading Company. Holo hears pursuers, and Holo hears hounds or dogs, and she scares them away with her loud howl. Then after that, the opening plays, and we get back to running. And a little after that, they're still running, and they run into some pursuers, and Lawrence gets stabbed. And the guy that stabbed Lawrence, he gets kicked in the nuts. Deserved. Lawrence then falls unconscious because he just got stabbed. Lawrence then wakes up and they get moving again. He does look pretty bad right here with all that blood loss. Holo says she thinks she knows the way out. I think in the original she says she can smell light. I don't know how. I think they cut it from the remake. But then they end up following that path and they end up at an old well. And this is also a dead end. And the Medio company catches up with them. And Yare also shows up. Makes sense, of course. Him almost being the orchestrator of this all. He's definitely a part in this. Lawrence and Yare talk a little bit. Basically about Yare's plan and why he's basically doing all this. And throughout this whole thing, you can see that the light is only on Lawrence and Holo, and the darkness is around all of the pursuers. Yare then tries to convince Lawrence to help him because he wants Lawrence to succeed in his business and especially his dream of owning a shop. But Lawrence turns him down because he doesn't want to break his promise with Holo. And what type of merchant could he be if he broke a promise? So then after that, Yare tells the pursuers to kill Lawrence and leave Holo alive. And Lawrence is very ready and willing to protect Holo. So then after that, Holo makes up her mind and decides to get some of Lawrence's blood. He can't really resist Lawrence. That could mean two different things, but we'll continue. And right before Holo's about to transform, you see this. I love the way her eyes are detailed in this. They did a great job on this whole sequence, this upcoming sequence with Holo's transformation. She does look pretty scary here. And then we see the actual transformation. And now I guess it's time for me to talk about her wolf form. Now comparing it to the original, the old anime's one, I think I like the old one more. I honestly think she looks more like a wolf in the old one than here. But what I do like about this remake version is how detailed it is, especially with the eyes. You know, I honestly expected her to be CG, but good on the studio for not making her CG because this is a lot better. So then Holo chases down all the pursuers because they're running away. Why wouldn't you be scared? Then after Holo is finished, she comes back for Yare, the last one. Yare believes gods are all the same and they're always unfair. I honestly don't know why he believes this. Probably because he's from Pazloe. But Holo almost killed him, but he drops him. He gets a broken arm after this. Deserved. And actually, I don't believe we see Yare after this in the whole story. I don't think we ever see him again after this arc. I honestly don't like him anyway, so it's fine by me. And then Holo goes up to Lawrence and he's making that same scared reaction when he first saw her form. And he remembers this face she makes when he was scared then. And then after that, she believed. And Lawrence sees his mistake and he tries to convince her to come back. But she doesn't listen. But then Lawrence faints trying to chase after Holo. So then after that, Lawrence wakes up at the trading guild and Marlhite greets him and he apologizes for all that's happened. Marlhite then explains that Holo brought him here and that she watched over him a little bit. And then Lawrence asks about the deal and if it went well or not. He says it has gone well and that they made a profit of 350,000 coins. But then Marlhite gives him the contract to confirm the calculations. But then here comes the bad news with the profit for Lawrence being 120. And this is because the king put a lot of tariffs and fees on the coins that they'd be transporting. A very stupid amount of them to get the profit all the way down to 240, which Lawrence gets 50% of. And the king did so because he wanted to recoup some of his financial losses. But then Lawrence gets good news with the Medio Trading Company wanting those rights so bad. And they agreed to buy the rights off of Marlhite for 1,000 coins. Because they're basically in debt now. And then Marlhite asks Lawrence what currency he wants the 1,000 coins in. And he decides to get most of it or all of it in pepper. And he does so because they're going up north and he can sell that for quite a bit up there. And that reminds Marlhite of this story he just read that I think I'll skip over. It's not too important, so it's fine. And then after that, Lawrence gets a bill for items he doesn't remember purchasing. And Lawrence figures out that those are what Holo was buying. And then Lawrence asks Holo if he wants to rejoin his cart. And of course, she accepts. And then we have the title drop right here, Spice and Wolf. And that's where the episode ends. And so that is the end of the first arc of Spice and Wolf. Still a really good start to Spice and Wolf. I really like the first arc. I've reread it like 4 times. I've rewatched it like the same amount too. And I think Passione has done a great job remaking Spice and Wolf again. The music when Holo is transforming is really good. I really like this whole part where they're underground. I'm very pleasantly surprised by how good this is. Now, if you've watched up to this far, what do you think of the Spice and Wolf adaptation so far? I would like to know, but I think I'm going to end today's review here. Tune in next week to see what happens next.